Hi there, welcome. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you joining me. We're gonna do another in the middle of the creek reading. Actually, this is one of my favorite places on earth. So I do feel blessed to get to bring you here with me. And I know I'm a little weird. If you're new here, welcome to Ultraviolet Dove. If you are returning, welcome back. I hope you guys are all having a gorgeous day. Let's dive on in, get you some clarity, see what's going on in the overall energy, but what messages would be the most helpful for you. It's a timeless and collective reading. So if you're here, something will come through that makes sense in your particular situation. You'll know it'll resonate. It might not be every single message. If it just doesn't make sense to you at all, it could be a message for someone else. It could also be, keep an open heart, an open mind. It could be a message for you and it just makes sense later. Always trust that divine connection you have to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is always in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, they're based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. I think we should maybe start with the tea leaf to get some, general messages. I still have to find a sufficient way to do these particular, cards in the creek, because it's a very big deck of cards. So let's do it. Let's go half-half. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves. Woo, what was that? There's always weird things down here. Angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What are some messages that are, I just heard special, but maybe prominent, or things to look out for, clues for you, energies coming in, situations to know about? What are the most helpful messages for the collective today? Please and thank you. Look at this carrot. You have a windfall of abundance coming in. The carrot keeps coming out for you. So, it's an opportunity. So maybe for some of you, if you were gifted an opportunity and you were kind of hesitating or not sure, I do feel like you're going to get another chance. Even if it's not the same situation, maybe it's still another chance for you to say yes and walk in a door that's going to bring a windfall of abundance for you. I also feel like with the carrot, it might be something that's under the surface that you don't quite see. Don't judge a book by its cover. Something could have deeper roots than you see on whatever is blossoming up here. So I do feel like you're getting a big carrot. I don't feel like it's going to be this, big bush here and you're going to pull it out and there's like this teeny little carrot there. You're like, what is that? I feel like there's going to be an inkling. You're going to kind of know, like, that's the big carrot. Take that as you may. I feel like, let's just say this, it's going to be the perfect size carrot for you. It's interesting because I actually did just think of strawberries. And the difference when you go in the store and there's those strawberries and they're like genetically plumped up somehow because they're like that big, but then they're not really. They're tasty, but it's not the same kind of taste as if you have those teeny little like wild strawberries that grow on the side of the road or grow in the garden. There's something so savory and sweet about those. So there's something organic coming through for you. Maybe you're getting rid of something that was, I don't know, I keep hearing like genetically engineered. I feel like maybe it's an organic kind of energy. Maybe you're feeling more natural with this opportunity. What's another message for the collective? I have to be gentle. We're gonna have tea leaves in the creek. All right, what's another message? You got a gift. You do have a gift. Somebody is maybe giving you a gift. Maybe there is something that you can't quite see, either in the box. Maybe somebody's opening up their mind or opening up their heart. I feel like somebody is giving you something where even, I saw that don't judge a book by its cover, and it's interesting because look at how fancy that box is. Someone's like, here, I have a gift for you. I actually see a ticket. That was interesting. I do see a ticket in this box. I don't know. I feel like the last time that this came through, I saw a ticket too. So maybe for some of you, it's not an item. It's not something physical. Maybe it's something that leads you to an experience. I feel like whatever this gift is that's coming in for you, whether it's a thing, an object, an experience, a person, a conversation, I feel like it's going to feel really special for you. I see somebody going, wow, but only in their mind. You know, it's like, you're like, did this just happen? Or did I just get that? I also feel like there's a big thank you involved here. It says you will receive a gift. Now, for some of you, maybe this is about a job. Maybe some of you have a birthday or an anniversary or a baby shower or a bridal shower or a bachelor party or something like that coming up. I feel like there's going to be one gift in particular that's going to be the most special to you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be what you're receiving, but maybe it's whom is giving it to you. And maybe the thought, I just heard the energy behind it. Maybe for some of you, you're getting a handmade gift or something like kind of custom made or tailored for you. If somebody's making you a gift by hand, absolutely, I feel like you will have gratitude of, I hear hours, the hours of time somebody put behind that gift. That's really nice. And I don't know why I just thought of a massage. I mean, I did see a coupon before. Maybe it's from your honey and you're like, here you go. Free hour foot massage whenever you want. You turn that coupon in. Maybe if some of you don't know what to do with a gift, maybe it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you give like, I will do the dishes 4 times. I kind of see that. So maybe some of you are receiving a promise of some kind, or, you know, kind of like that turn it in, not quite a rain check, but a rain check. Maybe some of you are getting a check. I just heard a raise. Maybe some of you are even getting a raise. Whatever it is, there's not really a lock on the box, but there is something that's being contained. But I do feel like maybe this opens up an experience for you. Maybe it's even, I don't know. I feel like with this carrot, I feel like there's something, I hear special, magnificent. I think that's a song by Estelle. Does she have a song called Magnificent? I feel like she does. And then I just thought of American Boy. Maybe it has something to do with another country. Maybe you're traveling to another country. And then I just thought of American Girl, which I didn't expect these songs to come through. I think that's a country song. She's an American girl. Something, tied up my hair up in ribbons and bows. Sign her letters with X's and O's. So maybe it is about love for some of you. Maybe it's hugs and kisses. Maybe it's X's and O's. Maybe somebody has something interesting in their hair. Even the ribbon, that has to do with a gift. All right, let's just continue. Box. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's this? Okay, let's keep going. That scared the you-know-what out of me. Hold on, I gotta wave my hand. It's like an interactive tarot oracle reading today. All right, let's get one more and then we'll go to the other half. What is another message for the collective? Oh, yeah. Maybe some of you have an inkling that you know you're going to get something, or that something's coming in, or I actually get that there's a change in the weather, change in the energy, maybe a change in you. This is receiving psychic insight on something important. So some of you are receiving guidance to get you to that opportunity. I just saw a really weird bird land over there. I feel like a lot of you are getting spiritual downloads, but you're trusting the information that comes in more and like acting upon the clues you're given. Because I feel like there were some of you that were questioning, or like, I don't know, was that my weird subconscious that came up with that? Kind of takes me into territory I don't know. Or, I don't know if that was really me telling myself that, or if I got that message. I feel like if you are questioning yourself, there's something coming in where it's gonna be a little bigger than a coincidence. You know, it's gonna happen a little more often where you're like, all right, I get it. You know, maybe the first 8 times, Spirit, that you showed me that, I wasn't listening, but I'm getting the message. I got the download and I'm ready to act upon it. I do feel like some of you are gifted some insight on something that's helpful for you. But I also feel like some of you are gifted insight on what's going on, maybe behind a closed door or in, you know, in someone's situation that's kind of shut for the moment. And I'm even getting a little bit of empathy with this. So maybe some of you get like waves, some waves of emotions that kind of come out of nowhere. And if those waves come in and you immediately think about a certain person, I do feel like you are maybe connecting to somebody's energy. Psychic ability, trust your intuition. We are all psychic. It's not a big secret, you know? Some people are just naturally more in tune with those gifts. Some people have different psychic abilities that are more prominent. And then some people have them and learn to use them. So if some of you know that you're psychic, you know that you have these, you know, downloads that come through and this insight that you receive, maybe you can even practice it more. The thing is, you put energy into it, and yet it's that conundrum of absolutely just allowing it through. When you try to force it, you want an answer, it doesn't come, or it's your ego getting in the way. So you do have to kind of relax that energy and just trust it will come through when it's supposed to, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere. So I am getting all these birds here. Maybe for some of you, if you have birds fly in front of your car or act a little strange around you, I do feel like birds pick up on the color spectrum that we as humans do not see, but also vibrations. I also know this is really silly. Bear with me in my silliness here, but I always feel like, I mean, you could be in the desert, you could be in the beach, you can be in the city, you could be anywhere in the world, and for some reason, there's always birds. There's some kind of weird bird all the time. And, you know, there's that connection that birds, you know, have the angelic realm and the feather thing and the flying thing, but I always feel like if you, because I know this has happened to me. Also, I stared at that, so we'll look at that archway too. I feel like that came through recently too. But I do feel like, let's just say, I'm gonna be a little goofy here, but I always felt like I could energetically feel this. If I needed an answer of something I was praying for, and I was just walking in the park or walking in the woods or whatever, and I was like, I really need an answer now. Please send me a sign. Boom, bird. You know, right in front of my face. Like, okay. And I kind of feel like birds can be sitting anywhere and you don't really always see them. And I always feel like they can be like sitting up in a tree, you know, doing their thing. And Spirit's like, that girl, that guy over there really needs a sign right now. And they like push it to kind of dive in front of you to see what you were thinking about or give you a sign. I know that's really weird, but I always felt like they were an easy way for Spirit to come into your world to give you a sign or a signal. I also very specifically just saw cardinals. If some of you do have somebody that has maybe passed on to another realm, maybe you're getting a little hello by a cardinal, and I actually just think of hummingbirds very specifically. So maybe those are 2 specific birds that are meaningful to some of you. I feel like somebody's like, hello. I think it's really sweet. Like somebody's like, hello, just checking up on you, sending you a little love. So that was really nice. Maybe some of you are like really in tune with energies from the other realms. I'm also getting a lot of you very in tune with the angelic realm. I also feel like some of you are getting a visit or visits at night in your dreams. If any of you dream about somebody that's passed on, I'm even getting somebody that you know in your dream, you know them, but you don't know who they are. I feel like that's a future person that you could be meeting. I'm also getting that some of you are having some conversations with your spirit guides via dreamland. So if you have a specific dream that is very vivid or very weird or very something, even if you wake up in the middle of the night, I feel like some of you need to write it down because it's so easy to forget a dream. But I do feel like even if you don't remember the dream, I feel like some of you are working something out in the 5D, in the ethereal realm, you know, subconsciously. I actually just saw astral travel. I'm getting a lot from this. Some of you might astral travel in night, or I did see flying. Maybe some of you get to fly in night and you do lucid dreaming. You can absolutely learn lucid dreaming. I am getting that. So maybe it has something to do with really looking at your hand, you know, because there's something about if you try to look at your hand in a dream, it doesn't look the same as you memorizing how it looks here in the 3D world. So if you look at your hand, you're like, ooh, that's a little wonky. Something's going on. You're like, oh, I'm dreaming. And then if you can get that consciousness to kind of wake up in the dream, you can control your dream. You can go to other planets. You can fly. You can do whatever you want. Hey, if that's a skill some of you can do, that's pretty amazing. Let's continue. I also feel like you might have somebody around you that you know that they are pretty in tune. You know that they probably follow their guidance pretty easily. I just feel like some of them don't know that that's what it is. I feel like maybe there's somebody doing more research, maybe on psychic gifts or what are the most prominent gifts for you. I mean, do you hear songs or do you have prophetic dreams? I also just get that some of you might have some younger energies around you that are really special, like starseed special. You know, I don't even want to say like future light worker. I feel like even younger, they are a light worker. Encourage that, even if you don't maybe understand it fully. Absolutely, if you have anybody younger around you, ask them questions. Be like, oh, who is that you're talking to? Or, you know, what was that dream that you said? Or how did you ask more questions? I feel like there's maybe even somebody that you can connect to. I want to say if you are naturally psychic, there might be somebody, maybe your immediate family. Sometimes it skips generations. You know, sometimes it's like the grandparents that have that gift and it kind of skips a generation and then it goes to the next generation. You could be in the off generation or the on one. But I do see in like a not immediate generation, like a, you know, grandparent to grandchild kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be somebody you're related to, but maybe there is just somebody who's kind of a different generation, whatever, X, Z, you know, R, I don't know why I heard S. Generation S, generation superhero. And I feel like you might be somebody that can be kind of like a mentor for somebody that maybe immediately around them doesn't understand like what they're going through. And I also feel like some of you have somebody around you and they just kind of think that's norms. And maybe there's that, oh, you go to school and not everybody, there's a bald eagle. Oh, can you see it? I don't know. See if it flies by. Also, oh, you guys, look. Can you see it? Can you see it? I hope you can. It's up there. I know you can see it, I hope. I can't zoom on this. It's on my front camera. When you see a bald eagle, that means you're reaching your destiny. That means you have a higher purpose. It doesn't mean that you have to have psychic skills or you're going to be a tarot reader. But it does mean you're receiving insight on something that has to do with a blessing. Because you are a gift to humanity, to the world, to the people you meet, you know, to strangers that pass you by. There's something about you that is a gift. So if there's something you're supposed to be doing or something you're supposed to be learning or elevating into, you're getting clues about it. And for some of you, you're going to be pleasantly surprised on what it is you become when you grow up again. So, oh, I love that eagle went by. Sometimes those eagles, why I love to come down here. I've been the weirdo, like taking a picture of my feet in the creek, and there must have been an eagle like on the tree and just dive bombed over my head to go get a fish behind me. And I was like, whoa! And I totally fell in the water. And that was not my like supposedly eye-proof iPhone that didn't mess my phone up for a little while. So anyway, you have this archway, new opportunities. ×2, guys. New opportunities, new possibilities, and paths, multiple, are opening up to you. But you got to be the one to walk down that path. You have to be the one to step through that archway. You have to be the one to say, yes, you're going to take that opportunity and give it a go. See what happens. You never know. All right, how can I do this so I don't get them wet? All right, I'm going to kind of move these here. Let's hope they stay. And let's go to the second half here. It looks like it's going to be a tea leaf reading today. We'll go to the tarot as well. I have a couple other decks of cards with me. We'll see. We'll see. Make sure you guys can. All right, what's another message? I'm going to be gentle. I can't quite get this angle. I got all messed up with the eagle. What is another message for the collective, please and thank you? Be gentle. Oh, you have a dog. You have protection from somebody that loves you, somebody that is loyal to you. Somebody is also in the position of power to speak on your behalf, to speak up for you, to defend you maybe for some of you. If somebody was, I don't know, I heard defend, but I feel like somebody's definitely going to come correct. I see somebody like, oh yeah? Like, no, that's not how it is. You know, the collective is freaking amazeballs and they did this, and this. So maybe there's somebody that just doesn't know you so well and they have a lot to say. This is somebody that knows you better and will correct somebody's, I looked at that too, maybe correct somebody's hearsay, or I feel like put them in their place a little bit. But for some of you, you might not even know that this person is speaking on your behalf or protecting you. I also feel like some of you have somebody coming into your life that is going to be a loyal friend to you. And it might not be that they are prominent, you know, in their position of power, but there's something powerful about their energy. I am getting a little bit of an alpha energy, but I don't know if there's something like a quiet alpha. Is that a thing? Like I see somebody, this dog looks, you know, pretty strong. So I don't think it's somebody that has to like bark to prove how strong they are. I feel like it's an energy that it's just known that they're the alpha. You know, if you look at like a pack of dogs, I saw this one time. It was like all these dogs, and there was this like really scary dog amongst like 20 different dogs. And this little, like, it was like a little dog, you know, like a 50-pound dog comes out, but that was the alpha man. And that little dog came out and like submitted that big, like whatever kind of dog it was. You know, I can't get any breeds, but the other one was big. And it just didn't do anything. It didn't like hurt it. It just kind of looked at the other dog, and the other dog was like, I'm such a weird reader. But there's something about knowing somebody is powerful. It's not the biggest person. It's not the loudest person in the room. I'm also getting there's something about somebody being quiet. If somebody's really quiet, it's generally because they're observing. It's usually because they're taking in something. It doesn't take away from how powerful they are. So maybe that's even you observing something. Yeah, I see like a quiet power. Also, I'm gonna just take this because it came out. There could be a situation that either puts you or someone else in a little bit of a financial pinch. Maybe it's where you have to penny pinch a little bit. Do pay attention to your finances. If there's a way to save for a rainy day or put a little bit aside for maybe a time when you need it. Maybe this isn't a current financial pinch. Maybe that's in the future. Or maybe there's something, if this is current for some of you, you can do to just kind of ease that energy up. I do feel like if you feel like you're in a little pincharoo, those opportunities coming in for you are going to help you get out of that pinch, for sure. If you can adjust something, you know, if you always go out to eat, maybe you buy some groceries instead and cook on your own. There's something that you can adjust that's small. I just did think of check your phone. I know this is silly, but on your phone, you might have apps you've been paying for like 4 years and you've never even used them. Maybe it's even like I saw with my old phone, you know, a different phone, and you have no idea. It's $5 a month, you know, going out the window, $12 a month or something like that. But you got a bunch of them, you know, that's your grocery bill. For some of you, this could have to do with something bigger too. I feel like maybe something that has to do, I kind of feel like I hear a down payment. Maybe you're saving for a down payment for something. Maybe some of you are buying a home. I am getting that something's going to come through. I'm getting that starter home thing. So maybe the home, let's say, I know not all of you are out there looking to buy a home, but if some of you are buying, let's just say, a big purchase item, whatever that is, maybe it's a car. There's something about you maybe taking the smaller one at first, or the fixer-upper, because I feel like there's something that's going to change either in the market or in your situation where you're going to upgrade. You know, so maybe you don't get your dream home at first. Maybe you get your dream home, but then you're in a financial pinch. And, you know, now you have a dream home, but you're stressed out every month. Maybe you get something a little bit smaller, but, you know, suitable. You put some money into fixing something up, the market changes, and all of a sudden, there you go, you have your dream home. And you didn't stress yourself out in the process. You might just have to stretch something out a little bit. I hope that was helpful for you. I also see big purchase. So maybe for some of you, it does have to do with a purchase of, if this has to do with business, maybe something that, something that will be helpful if you're starting a new business, like, I don't know, equipment, something like that is sort of what I see. Like you need like the one thing that's the most important, and the rest you can figure out later when things get moving. I don't know why I just thought of this as well. And this is, I want to be neutral here. I'm getting the message because I overheard a conversation the other day, and it was a girl I know, and she's in a situation now where she's looking back at her past and wishing she had a really big, beautiful wedding, you know, and she kind of is looking at that money that was spent for that and wishing, she was like, why didn't I just buy a house or put a down payment for a house? That would have made her now so much easier. But she had this one big day. So maybe that's helpful for some of you. If that is your dream and you want to have the big ball wedding, then I'm not discouraging you here. But maybe it's something about thinking about the future. If there's something that you can even do a different way. Let's just say you do want a beautiful wedding. Just sort of potluck. Make everybody bring their favorite thing and you don't have to pay for catering, you know? Or, you know, maybe you just have a party later and you get married eloping, something like that. I don't know why that's coming through. I know that's not for everybody. I do feel like some of you might have a conversation if you're not getting married and that's not a situation, you know, that you're like, I don't know what you're talking. I'm not getting married. I got married like 50 years ago. So maybe this is you being in a conversation with somebody where they're considering all these different things. Maybe you can just, you know, maybe throw a different perspective on the table, because I'm getting that might be helpful for somebody in the future. Maybe right now somebody's not in a financial pinch and they're wanting to spend all this money on something that they've dreamt about, but maybe that's something that can be reconsidered so that somebody has that like beautiful pocket of security for the future. I hope that made sense. Let's just keep going. For most of you, I don't feel like that's you. I do feel like that's somebody you will meet or have a conversation with, and I feel like you might be really helpful for somebody. All right, let's see. Let's get one more from this half. The staff. you will, oh, well, this is nice. You're going to be taken care of. So if there's any situation, you have a financial pinch, maybe this is even a friend that's helping you. I hear like speaking on your behalf or helping you get a position. Maybe talking to the boss. You do have somebody who's in a position of power here. And this staff is both support and it's usually, you know, if you look at the staff in the tarot, it is passion. So it could be creativity or passion. You will be taken care of in difficult times. And if that's, I'm kind of getting I hear self-sufficient. So if some of you are always maybe looking to a friend or a family member or something out there to help you feel more secure, I do feel like you can maybe have those training wheels for a little bit or lean on certain people for sure, especially if they got your back, you know, they're in your corner. But there's something about some of you or somebody maybe you're connected to that is learning about self-sufficiency, and that will make somebody feel overall more secure to know that they can do something on their own. Maybe somebody never had that chance. Because I see a bicycle and I see somebody thinking they need the training wheels, and then it's like in the middle of that bike ride somebody secretly came, like spirit secretly came, and they're like, yeah, you don't need those training wheels, and like took the training wheels off, and this person's like 5 miles down the road thinking they needed the training wheels when they didn't need them the whole time. So maybe it's even something like that. Somebody had to be given the chance to see that, they could have done it on their own. A little bit of that like tough teacher, hermit kind of energy. Maybe it has to do with family. You do have a tree here. Maybe it's deep roots. Maybe it's soul family as well. Affairs with your family. Maybe that's it has something to do with that gift. I mean, that could be anything, but maybe there's a family situation that's coming through. Let's put that here and get one more. I did say one more before, but I like these messages today. Let's see. Family. I keep hearing spirit family. I know that's a big tree, but when I see a tree, I do think of branching out, which always makes me think of a little squirrel jumping to a different branch, which gives me the energy of almost feeling like you're jumping timelines. This could also be the tree of life or the Kabbalah kind of energy. I'm also getting a lot of, I see like abundance. I don't know why I see like a money tree. Maybe if some of you want to put some good luck in your home, it's like the money tree, or maybe even bamboo is a very positive plant to keep on your desk or have in your house. I keep hearing spirit. I feel like you have maybe spirit guides that are helping you out. I hear lineage, and I'm getting legacy. Almost like I'm getting, for some of you, you're the one to, I keep seeing like starseed and spirit guides and I don't know, like a healing energy and light worker, stuff like that. I feel like some of you maybe are being gifted this support, maybe by earth angels, but I feel like in the spirit realm even more, because you have all that psychic intuition coming through, where you are meant to change something that was passed along by generations. And this is not the like, you know, your grandmother had prophetic dreams and now you do. This is more like I'm getting kind of a generational curse, or something that was passed along because it was taught to the next generation as just the way it is. I feel like you are the one that is looking around saying, that's not the way it is. It doesn't have to be like that. And you're like, you are being the badass in your family. Maybe you're the black sheep in your family. Maybe others don't understand you in your family, why you're going a certain way and everyone else always did it like this. And you're like, yeah, not me. We're going to do it like this now. We're going to change the traditions. And I feel like you're changing something up. And I feel like it's a blessing for those to come, even if you don't have children or you don't have, grandchildren. There's something about you being the one to do something different, that is being an example, that's giving others permission that they can also break the mold. Wow. There's your money. Is it a tree? No, it's a trail. Money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Well, where's all your stuff here? Hold on. You got an archway that you got to go through. You got a staff that's supporting you on this path. Maybe there's a hiccup or a little financial pinch here and there, but you're going to be gifted branching out and being flexible with the weather as it changes. Get your roots in deep, because you have where's your little box? It does look like a little treasure chest. It's kind of waiting for you to find it. You have to put effort into this insight you're given. You have to be the one to walk down the path or get on that bike. You know, even if you need the training wheels for a little while, it's okay. You know, if you gotta get used to something, or go back to the drawing board, or even be the novice, or feel like you don't know something about this subject or this path or this job or this person. For some of you, I do feel like I actually do see, like, for some of you, maybe you have somebody really loyal to you, and I just saw a power couple. Maybe that's coming down the line for you, and that doesn't have to be romance kind of thing, but maybe it's a business partner or something like that. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. You're getting these clues. That looks like a good treasure hunt. That's that is definitely that's better than a scavenger hunt. You're getting your own little personal treasure hunt from the universe to bring some security in your life. So follow the clues. If those clues bring you to something where you have to learn, something, or you have to I'm getting like education on something, or it's just getting you into the hallway that's taking you to the next door of opportunity. I feel like it's not, I don't feel like your path is going to be like linear at all. I feel like it's going to be like a spiral. It's going to go all ways. So just have fun with this journey. That was a long reading for just the tea leaves. So I hope that was helpful for you. I'm grabbing this one. So let's do the tarot, but let's also get you it's so fun in here. Let's get you a spirit message first. Hold on. All right, what is a spirit message? Oh, I almost dropped them. For the collective, that would be helpful. I don't know what's under here. I think it's little fishies. What is one spirit message helpful for the collective today? Please and thank you. Oh my, hold on, I'm gonna get my glasses so I can see better. You are feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the various seemingly contradictory information that are coming your way. Trust your instincts. You also have your intuition. Trust both. And do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction you want your life to take. That's big. If you're getting a dichotomy of energy, contradictory energy, the black and the white, this perspective and that perspective, maybe you're in the middle, but to receive something you don't know about and to see a different way of seeing something is helping you make the best choice for you. If you only ever see something through the tunnel through one way, and you were never introduced to another way of living or another way of seeing a situation or another perspective, you don't have awareness that it's even a choice. So there's something about you seeing something that is either what you don't like or what you love, so that you get to make the best choice for you. Trust yourself to make that best choice. So if there's contradictory energy, maybe it's seeing something you don't like because you're like, yeah, that I don't like, not going to do that again, going to go this way. And maybe if some of you kind of didn't even know you were in a situation, kind of a comfort zone situation, you didn't even know you were really like not comfortable there. And all of a sudden you see like, oh, an amazing situation over here. That could be anything, a partnership, a job, an environment, a different place in the world to live, whatever it is. And you're like, huh, you can live like that? You just didn't even know. You're looking back at what you were thinking you were comfortable with. And you're like, I want to go that way. That way looks way better. So see it as a blessing either way, because you are the neutral in the situation. Find your center, and maybe neither of those ways works for you. And you're like, nah, I'm going to pave my own path this way. Then pave your own path. All right. So I brought that ocean deck, but I also brought this, and for some reason this feels like the one that is appropriate to use. And I actually did start out feeling rather hot, but now that the sun is going down, I'm getting a little chilly. So we're gonna make this reading more of a tea leaf reading today. And let's end the reading with a message or two. This is the Nomad Soul Warrior Tarot. Oh, I like that. The Nomad Soul. Ooh, there's something under here. Warrior Tarot. All right. It's also blue though. That does kind of look watery. So let's get your Nomad Soul Warrior Tarot message. What would be the biggest message to be the most helpful for the collective today? Biggest energy to know about, please and thank you. I do believe this is the Emperor. It is. It's a very, very tiny little, look how tiny that is. It's the Emperor. So it doesn't matter if you are masculine or feminine. You're supposed to embody this Emperor energy. This is you. Look it. This is not an emperor. I like it. This is not an emperor sitting his, I just want to say his fat ass on the throne and dictating, to everyone on what to do. He got off the throne. He's out in the kingdom. He looks like a normal person. He's relatable. He's, on the move and taking a journey. He's acting upon his dreams, or he's figuring something out. He's learning more about his kingdom. He's in a kingdom that he's never seen before, to maybe take some information or some new knowledge back to his kingdom. I feel like he's shopping. I don't know what's on his leg. I just like that he's moving. He's on, maybe this is an emperor that's doing something on his own. Maybe this is something you need to be doing on your own. Maybe that has to do with this opportunity or this, windfall kind of energy that's coming in. I just thought of go your own way. Go your own way. Go. What's that? Fleetwood Mac, I think. Go your own way. Maybe this emperor's I don't know. I keep looking at that box. Like, I feel like this emperor is kind of thinking outside of the box. Maybe starting your own business. Maybe this emperor is that powerful person that's protecting you. Maybe you have an emperor coming into your life. Maybe you are going to be the counterpart or divine counterpart to this emperor energy. This is somebody who is very logical. It's interesting that I saw that your path is not going to be so linear. And I saw it like all over the place, because this usually is the energy that likes the logical approach, A, B, C, D. They like the structure. They like to, I don't know that what they're putting their energy into is, I'm getting that it's tapping into their higher self. If the emperor is just about power, if the emperor is just about the 3D world, he's so much smaller than he's supposed to be, than seeing that eagle and heading towards your divinity, your divine path. When you listen to that psychic intuition, emperor, empress, knight, page, king, queen, doesn't matter. When you listen to that insight, it's going to take you to that position of power. And that doesn't mean you're overpowering everyone or running a kingdom. That power is a spiritual power in you. for who you were always supposed to become. You know, upside down, it could be somebody that, you know, is the top in their business, has, you know, that dream home, has the dream family from the outside, or, you know, has it all going on, but there's an emptiness inside when he's not living his truth or tapping into, I don't know, I'm just getting the insight he's gifted. What is this one? The Four of Pentacles. Interesting that the Four of Pentacles is here, because this is my like Emperor wannabe but not energy. It could also be, since you had that financial pinch, do pay attention to the finances. If you need to pinch, you know, little bit away here and there to save up for later, do that. If you are pinching on everything so much and you're just, and look at, she's burying it in the backyard. That's always what I see. If you just have all these coins and you're like, my coin, you know, I have my foot on that one, can't let go of that one over there, and you're just burying everything where there's no outward and inward flow of energy, then it's like that Scrooge McDuck kind of energy. It's just a miser. You're just burying it in the backyard. It's not doing anything. It's like the person that's working to the bone to save up for the house, and then they have the house, but they never enjoy the house because they're still working so much they're never even home. Or it can be the person that's always wanted to go to that part of the world and they're saving, and when they get more, then they'll go on that journey, and they're like, I can't go on that journey now because I need to work, because I want to go on that journey, and they never go on the journey. Sometimes you just have to say, fuck it. Take a vacation. So you do have to realize with this, it could be somebody who's kind of smothering, maybe somebody's smothering an emperor, maybe somebody is kind of smothering in a family. You know, they're always trying to hold on to something because they're afraid it's going to go away. That's lack mentality. You know, if somebody's holding on to something so tight because they're so scared it's going to go away, it's just like strangling the energy, and all it wants to do is go away. You know, and that could be a person, but that could be an energetic example as well. So sometimes you just have to be like, you know, let it go. What is meant for you will come into your life. If you set someone free and they come back, it was meant to be. If they don't come back, your arms are now open for something else to come in that wants to be there. It's like, let me see this. You have this little spirit, you have this one thing that's like a spiritual light. It's also the energy of kind of waiting. You know, right behind her, the abundance of all those apple trees. You know, it's like she wants these trees to grow apples today. Grow today. I planted you today. Why aren't you growing? And it's like there's abundance right behind her. She's kind of not noticing. Let's keep this and let's get another one. Clarify why the four of Pentacles and the Emperor is here. I mean, I always feel like the Four of Pentacles is kind of somebody who really wants to be the Emperor. You know, they do work hard, they're putting everything away, they feel like they're doing everything right, but they're too earthbound. Even she's, you know, she's grounded, but they're lacking that spirit. So they're always afraid that if they, I don't know why I see like flying again. Like if they let something just fly away or let something go, that it's not going to come back, or they'll never get that chance again, or they lost their opportunity. It's always like kind of half glass full. And it's like once they switch something around, like turn that frown upside down, look at your situation different, sometimes you have to invest in something to get something back in the long run. And sometimes if you are over investing or, you know, overspending and everything is out there, and you're always just letting something like fly by the wayside, you know, if it's somebody who's not a penny pincher but is overindulgent in I'm getting like a shopping problem. You know, if they're always just shopping, you need this, it's still that energy, need, have to get it. You know, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. Or I need that. But do you really? Do you really need all that? Because I did see somebody investing on something that is worth the investment. So perhaps if some of you have somebody like that that is overspending or doesn't have a handle on their finances, it could be where you just disconnect yourself from that person, especially if your finances are involved with them somehow. But it could also be where you have an emperor energy that's helping somebody recognize, oh, you want to be an emperor? Well, let's take off your training wheels. Let's give you a chance to get out there. You see how this emperor is out there, you know, off the kingdom, you know, off the throne in the kingdom, having experiences, you know, learning more about the world so his kingdom can grow, whether that's an internal kingdom or external. So maybe this is somebody that never had the right advice or never had the chance to maybe just do it on their own. Maybe this is somebody who's always holding on the coattails of the emperor, saying, I want to be an emperor too, but I'm going to use all the emperor's stuff to say it's mine. But then they never feel like it's in, I'm getting, getting weird energy at the end. I'm kind of feel like somebody here feels like they're entitled to be around the emperor, or almost come across like they are the emperor, but I'm getting they're entitled. They feel entitled to have something, but they never really feel like they have enough. They're never satisfied. It's sort of what I see. Whew. I'm not getting that that's your energy, but maybe that's giving you a little clarity. Let's see. What is one more? One more message, please, and thank you. This is, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta keep putting the glasses on there. The tiniest little words on here. The Three of Wands. It's about the journey. Even here, it's about the journey. Even here, the money path, it's about the journey. Maybe you get one coin, you gotta get to the next clue, get to the next clue, expand something, you know, branch out. You know, keep opening up the box. Don't keep something so contained. The Three of Wands is, I always see it as that, you know, getting out of, you. The one is the big passionate idea. The two is like, all right, so a decision has to be made here. You buy the ticket. The three is you pack the stuff. You're on the way to the airport, or you're on the plane and you're not quite on that horizon and not quite on that horizon, but you're on the in-between. So you enjoy the step of the journey that you're on. It's also a three, so it's creativity. Definitely thinking outside the box. You know, firing up the right and the left hemisphere of your brain, connecting it to your heart, and then letting it be fueled by your soul. Sometimes this is where somebody's coming in. You know, somebody's on a journey. Is this, you know, horse and buggy coming in to meet the, it does look like the emperor. Maybe somebody's coming to meet the emperor. You know, maybe it's been a long time. And he's like, I went to that, I almost lost it. I think I did. I got it. I got your lobster wet. At least it was a lobster. I guess their environment is the water. You know, if it's like, if this emperor was like, I thought you were supposed to be at that, where's your gate? At the gate on Tuesday. Oh, I picked that up off of the pile. Oh, let me show you what's underneath. You got a bag underneath. I'm just going to show you that because I picked it up. Something important, such as a new job or a raise. Did I say something about a raise before? All right, so if you go to the gate and no one's there, do you sit down? You're like, I mean, I've been sitting here for 4 days now. You're supposed to be here 4 days ago. I'm getting kind of hungry. I need to pee. So there's something in this energy about actively waiting. If you know something's coming in, what can you do that's beneficial for you and constructive with your time in the meantime, knowing that Spirit's taking care of you and something will be coming in. It's you taking care of yourself in the meantime while something's coming to you. If you are the one that is heading towards somebody else, there could be somebody waiting for you. But it could also be, I'm getting communication saying, hey, I'm going to be late. That was kind of interesting. 3. I feel like you have something big. Here you have these little, like, donkeys. And they have just like a little packet on their back, but now you've upgraded somehow to a bunch of donkeys and a whole trailer of stuff. There's something that's going to come through that's growing. Three of Wands. If it's upside down, it's, all right, let's just go with Amazon. You know, you sent out the package, you're getting you're getting your new toothbrush tomorrow. Do you go and take your lawn chair out in the middle of the night? You go like, oh, I know it's coming tomorrow, but what if something happens and the mailman decides to come in the middle of the night? I need to be out there and ready. It's like, really? They're coming. Just trust that something's coming. Trust that spirit has your back. Just trust that there is something on its way to you. Let's get one more. One more final message. Let's just look at what's at the bottom. The Six of Pentacles. Well, now you figured out how to get your harvest. Where your apple trees here. You were just sitting looking at the dirt. It looks like you've gotten up and you're like, oh, there is a harvest coming. Why have that lack mentality? You have more apples than you can carry in those baskets. It is also paying attention to that in and outward flow. My glasses are all weird. You know, it's seeing if somebody's always looking for a handout, looking to be helped. Help me over here, and they're never helping themselves. Sometimes you have to like retract that energy from where you're giving and see where it is a back and forth flow. And that's not just money or monetary, it's energy. You know, if you give something to somebody and they're in a financial pinch, but they can paint your house, that's a flow of energy. Or if they, you know, have some kind of service that can provide or information they can help you with, that's an equal exchange of energy. Sometimes with the Six of Pentacles, you give just because you want to give. You don't give a gift. Where's your gift? You don't give a beautiful gift because you're hoping they give a beautiful gift back to you. Like if I give them something really nice, then they'll give me something really nice. You got to look at the energy behind that. If you feel like somebody is giving you something, but they just want something out of it, pay attention to that. If you know somebody is gifting you something and you see that it just makes them, sometimes people just feel good to give because they can. And it's saying, thank you. That was really thoughtful of you. And then you write them a beautiful handwritten note and you express your thanks. There's something about gratitude with this energy, but it's just paying attention to where you can give because you can and it feels right, and where you might have the right intentions to give, but it's not being received with gratitude, or it's being received with that energy of expectation or entitlement. So that's for you to decide and look at all the different circumstances in your life, not just one. It is possible that somebody is just a giver, and some people will appreciate that, and some people will take advantage of that. It does look like there's a storm here. There's a wind, like that wind. It looks like it's spiritual energy. It looks like she is going away from the storm. And she has just what she needs. I looked at that 57. There's something about you having just enough and feeling satisfaction and appreciation for what you have. I'm just seeing that harvest. I'm not seeing like it's money. Maybe for some of you, if you can donate something or work for charity or something like that, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have money to, sign a check for something, maybe you can volunteer your time. I also feel like somebody wants to gift you their energy somehow. And I feel like some of you need to open your arms, here, and maybe say thank you. Even if you feel like you're the emperor and you have it all, maybe there's somebody around you that the gift is you saying yes. The gift is you saying thank you. I know that's kind of an interesting thing to see at the end here, but I am kind of getting that because sometimes people don't want to take something out of pride. And maybe that's not you. And if somebody is not accepting something and you have a gift, but their arms are kind of closed, maybe that's not the person to give to, or maybe you give them something, but you just let it go. I hope that made sense. I hope something came through that was helpful for you guys. I'm starting to get a little cold. So with this, I bid you adieu, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. I love you so much. Thank you for being with me in the creek today. I'm about to go up and dry off. I love you so much. See you soon. Bye.